Alright. Professor... Yeah, the least not on time stream. It's true. I don't normally start up the thing within a few minutes of 6 o'clock. I actually woke up pretty early today. But no. The real reason is because I wanted to make sure that we got to do as much as we can today. Because I'm fairly certain that we are prepared to finish the game, probably not this stream, but next stream. As we're on the final trial. We're still pretty early in the trial. Oh, that's right. The last time we did it, we were cross-examining 10 people at once. It was awful. This is it. The trial of the Great Witch Bazella, and the last of these witch trials. After this, it's all ogre. Meanwhile, my client is checked out completely. It's like she's hypnotized. Espella. What the heck is going on? They even put up a special courtroom outside in the town square to house the massive audience. This is the big one. Looks like we've got no choice but to hang in there until the professor gets here with that final clue. Alright, let's do this, Maya. Yeah, that's also true. It's only the last... Yeah, why is he saying it's the last trial? Because if we are successful, then it won't be the last trial. It's rather pessimistic of him. Then again, he has never proven someone innocent without also proving who the real killer is. So he has no concept of, like, oh, I'll prove my client is not guilty, and then they'll just have to look for the real murderer. He's never experienced that once in his life. Alright, let's... with the whole dialogue. The storyteller finished speaking to the crowds at the town square in the evening. That's when the Great Witch appeared. I still cannot forget the sound of that terrible incantation. It was undoubtedly that girl's voice. We ran towards the tower as soon as we saw her, keeping our eyes on her to make sure she didn't escape. So that's gonna be contradicted somehow. That will show that they looked at something else. We split into two groups at the entrance. One group to guard it, the other to chase down the witch. I was in the first group.
I was one of the pursuers. I ran into the tower and caught the witch.
There was no one but us at the crime scene. We captured the girl. There was nowhere for anyone to hide there. That's also the sort of statement that gets contradicted. I don't know how, but it will be. There was no other witch, I'm sure of it.
He was getting the entrance. He did deduct.
That's right, young one. The fateful bell tower, the fateful incident. We saw them all. We saw them with our own fateful eyes. Looks like they're all saying pretty much the same thing. But there was another witch in the bell tower. If only it was easier to prove. If the other witch used the invisibility spell, that would explain why no one saw her. No kidding, Maya. That's the whole point of invisibility. Invisible means to burn. But just knowing that doesn't help me. I need more information to go on. I'm sure there was one more person, another witch, in the bell tower at the time of the incident, and it was Catface McProsecutor. I'm going to find a way to prove it. Right, let's keep our eyes peeled for any witnesses acting suspiciously. Naturally, I will do that. Let's skip you two. Press on you. Were the vigilantes the first to arrive at the crime scene? Of course. I was worried the Great Witch may escape us. So I never took my eyes off her until I reached that bell tower. You didn't lose sight of her even once? No! Even when I tripped on a pebble and fell down, I kept my eyes fixed on her. It's pretty pro. You fell down? It's dangerous to run without paying attention to where you're stepping. I saw my fellow vigilantes capture the Great Witch. That's when I tripped and fell. It was impossible for someone else to have traded places, to have Kawamari no Jutsu with the person who summoned that fire dragon. Therefore, the Great Witch Bizella can be none other than a Spella Cantabella. How does he know it was a pebble if he was looking forward? He has, you know how dwarves in D&D have tremor sense? He has pebble sense. He can sense pebbles when he trips over them. Oh wait, I wanted to press on this. Split into 2 groups at the entrance. One group to guard it, one group to chase down the witch. Can you tell me which vigilantes were guarding the entrance? It was me and Lotta Lance. The rest went after the witch. Right, Lotta Lance? Yeah. Who'd about me? Yeah, I was tour with you. I was guarding the entrance with you. Ah, yes, now that I think about it, it was quite a scene. Quite a scene? If you want to know more, why don't you ask the kid? Ahem. I'm fairly certain that I, too, was there, guarding the entrance. Well, wherever I may have been, the winds that blow over plains will have blown just the same. These guys aren't the best when it comes to teamwork. Alright, let's jump forward and talk to the kid.
Hold it!
Is he gonna make me say his name? He's gonna make me say his name again. You locked the door to the bell tower? Oh, he didn't. Hey, I wasn't gonna let you escape. See, I turned the key in a lick. You did a great job, didn't you? His intentions weren't bad, but it did more harm than good. Huh? The little boy swallowed the key, and there were no spares. Is this a puzzle? Do I have to rearrange his intestines to get the key out? Is that the puzzle? He successfully locked in everyone who'd entered the bell tower. He swallowed the key? That's right, we couldn't get down from the bell tower for some time afterwards. This incident has led us to coin a new word for getting helplessly trapped. It's to be Donaldamschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän. It's getting quite popular. Didn't get meanings of people's names. So, you could say we. So you could say we got ourselves kind of Donaldamschifffahrtsgesellschaftskapitän in Labyrinthia. Look at you, a budding expert on German slang.
Hold it!
What about you? Can you tell us more about what you witnessed with your fateful eyes? Of course not. I can indeed, since you're asking. The delicious scent of mid-evening dinner. No. Blind means unable to see. You can still smell. Smelling, you don't smell with your eyes. Mid-evening dinner permeated the air, then a soft light shone faintly in the distance. Yes, right. So, what time was it exactly? Dinner time. When else would the scent of dinner be in the air, if not dinner time? Do you see? You still haven't answered my question. At any rate, I heard it then. That ominous incantation. That's still not talking about your fateful eyes. It made my beard hairs stand on end. Hold on. Wait, I thought she was saying Grandworm. Ignace is the wrong spell. That's the wrong spell. I think you're getting things mixed up with a previous case. I am on a green field, sky-clad, watching petals dancing in the wind. Allow me to indulge in my dream for a while longer, young one. Oh wait, so did somebody actually say Ignace or no? Or was he just confused? Alright, let's start with you. Shortly before sunset, there were lots of people in the town square, weren't there? All the people were in the square. You read the contents of the story, didn't you? The town's grand finale was kind of a big deal, huh? It happened only several hours ago, a sight we'll never forget. The storyteller noticed the Great Witch first. She appeared at the bell tower, and she conjured a flame above her finger. The storyteller fixed his gaze on that flame, but it was already too late. The Great Witch uttered the incantation. Granworm.
Hold it!
And by that girl, you mean... What a question! I mean Espella Cantabella, who else? She took her father's life with that fearsome word. Yeah, no doubt about it, that voice belonged to Espella Cantabella. Ahem.
Hang on!
Can I question him? Excuse me, Mr. Shaky. Would you like to comment on your fellow vigilante's testimony? Actually, don't worry about it. Better avoid speaking to him. I wasn't sure if maybe falling down was a subtle hint.
Hold it!
We'll go back to pressing on this without interruption this time. That fiendish voice, it even made me shudder a little. Oh yes, she shouted the dreadful incantation. Ignace, he did it again. Wrong trial, Grandpa. It wasn't even the same witch. Looks like they all remember her voice. Well, to be honest, I also think it was Espella's voice. Maybe it's better not to dig too deep into this topic. We already did him. We already did him. Do I care what you have to say? You did it? You caught the witch.
It was as if in a daze. I too was in a daze. Then I seemed to fall.
It fits! It all fits. This makes sense. He fell unconscious, and when he came to, he had captured her. That means you climbed the tower before anyone else? That doesn't make sense unless you fell unconscious before climbing the tower.
Yes, that's correct.
Let me tell you, that guy's the fastest among us. Runs at breakneck speed. Number 5 is very light. I'm quite jealous of his feathery build. I just don't know what to say. You're not gonna say anything useful. But there's no one left to there's just her and the two of them.
Hold it!
Are you sure there was no one else? Very sure. There were only 2 people on the top floor. 2 people on the top floor. Huh? Wait a second. You said 2? Yes, 2. It was me and my sweet Foxy. What? I am in love. All my attention is directed at Foxy. That's a weak excuse. There were several other vigilantes at the crime scene too, weren't there? Yeah, probably. But that means nothing to me. To me, there is only Foxy. And why isn't Foxy here? She wasn't here last week either. That's my romantic interpretation of events. I wish you would testify about what you've actually witnessed. We captured the girl. There was nowhere for anyone to hide there.
Hold it!
How can you be sure there was nowhere to hide? The whole city was watching the tower at that time. If the witch tried to climb down using a ladder or something, she'd have been seen. That's a fair point. But we're talking about Vizela here. She could have become invisible and flown out of the bell tower, you know. It'd be child's play for Vizela, since she can use any spell she wants. Right. The Great Witch Vizela could have escaped with ease. And yet, Espella was caught at the crime scene. Hear that, Nick? That's further proof there's no way Espella is Vizela, right? It's hardly conclusive. I mean, if that was enough to convince everyone, we wouldn't be having this trial. But there's something in Foxy's testimony that keeps nagging at me. Is there? Was there really no place to hide? Can any evidence in the court record confirm that? Thanks for hinting, Phoenix. Where, actually, what is he talking about? Oops. That's the footprint. Could they have how do you even get up there? Are there more? Are there stairs? How does anyone get up anywhere? Whatever. Does this open up? It probably opens up. Does she have a butterfly tattoo?
Hold it!
A witch could have used magic to remain unseen. Sorry to disappoint you, but no one used any magic at that time. What makes you so sure? To cast a spell, a witch needs to say that spell is incantation. And we heard no incantations, nor any suspicious noises. And everyone has something to say about that.
Hang on!
Mr. Shaky? No, he's just gonna fall down. I didn't mean to startle you. Do you have anything to add to Mr. Treadon's testimony?
Yes. I think there was something. A strange noise.
You actually heard something at the crime scene, and you say it was a strange noise?
Yes.
Why don't we get him a chair? Look what you did, Nick. It's just cruel. I didn't do anything. I can't remember if I heard anything odd when we were in the bell tower. Excuse me, Mr. Shaky? Oh, he's actually dead now. Oh, that's bad. Looks like we're temporarily one witness down. Let's give him a break. Maybe someone else also heard that noise. Number 8 said he didn't hear anything unusual. It was only Shaky that had a different opinion. Let's question the other witnesses, too. Pew pew. Chum. Pachum, 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 pachum. Oh, he's actually dead. There's no more Shaky. Oh no, there he is. It looked like there was nobody there.
Hold it!
Da-da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da.
Hang on!
Ms. Foxy. What? Would you like to Ask Foxy a question, Defender Boy. I'd like to know what you think about Mr. Treadon's testimony. I have this little pet theory, you know. He's saying that since he didn't hear the incantation, the witch didn't cast a spell. No? Yeah, she didn't, so she couldn't turn invisible, see? Well, that would make sense. Hey, Serp! But couldn't she have simply cast the spell earlier? Huh? If she was invisible from the start, of course we didn't hear that incantation. So I think you've made a fool of yourself, sweetie. I have. It's just as you say. Oh, the public humiliation. Walk over me more. Let me be your doormat. It looks like the testimony went kinda off the rails there. Tell me about it. Just leave them to themselves, and don't make eye contact. But you know, it wasn't just Foxy that seemed to be thinking about something during Treadon's testimony. Okay, let's question some more people. But what Foxy said was important.
Hold it!
Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. It's not gonna be you.
Hang on!
Or is it? Excuse me, number 6? Yeah? I'm sort of busy thinking about something right now. What did you think about Mr. Treadon's statement? Is there anything you'd like to share with us? Well, kind of. Just a thought I had. Treadon's saying that since he didn't hear the incantation, the witch didn't use magic, right? Yeah, she didn't. She couldn't have turned invisible, see? That's some surprisingly good reasoning, especially coming from you. Wait, he's saying the same thing that Foxy just did? If she was invisible from the start, of course we wouldn't have heard that incantation. My, aren't you the smart one, Servius? You took the words right out of my mouth. I was thinking the same. You said the same. You said it out loud. Out of Foxy's mouth? Oh dear, I feel like I'm melting inside. Watch me bask in Foxy's love, Treadon. Grr, the envy, the jealousy, the chagrin. You make me suffer so, Foxy. It was a noteworthy testimony. But this witness wasn't the only one that seemed to have something to say about it. Question more people. I can do that.
Hold it!
Ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. So who... We got him. We got him. We got her. Okay.
Hang on!
It's really him. Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Wordsmith. I do not know anyone by that name. Yeah. Anyway, would you like to comment on Mr. Treadon's testimony? I see you have nothing to say. He's in Greenfield mode again. Do not rush to conclusions, young one. I am on a green field, sky-clad, watching petals dancing in the wind. Yep, I knew you would say that. And yet a single shaft of light has shone through the dark abyss of my memory. I heard something in the bell tower when we went to apprehend the witch. What did you hear? Was it an incantation? No, it wasn't an incantation. Nevertheless, it sounded like a woman's voice. Mr. Wordsmith, this is extremely important information. Please add this to your testimony. Yes, I shall do that. It's best that I tell you about it now, before I forget again. As the defender requested, you will now testify about the sound you heard. Okay, a delicate sobbing?
Hold it!
Okay. You heard a woman sobbing? Yes, sobbing or perhaps wailing. Eek, eek, eek. She sounded a bit like hinges in need of some grease. Boy, his falsetto really packs a serious punch. And there was another noise, too. Clack, 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 clack. It was a pleasant sound, rather like that of wooden cogs in motion. Huh? And another sound. A clink-clank of chains creaking. Come a long way from the sound of a woman crying. Ow, who is in pain? Oh, him. He's in pain.
I remember now. A woman's scream. It was likely the contraptions.
On second thought, I heard it too. Allow us all to amend our testimony. I remember a certain wailing, creaking noise flowing through the air. And when did you hear it? We ran to the bell tower, and I think it was when we arrived at the entrance. Indeed, only the quickest of us got there to hear it in time. Mr. Wordsmith is a fast runner? Gotta be honest, Nick. I never saw that coming. Never see it coming. I think it might speak more for the slowness of the other vigilantes. Anyway, we've got a new piece of info. The vigilantes heard some noises resembling machinery in the tower. I wonder what was making all those eeks and clinks and clanks. Was there any machinery up in that bell tower? Now's the perfect time to present something that may have some connection to those noises. They're making sure that I understand that, because this is a little bit tenuous.
Objection!
The defense has a theory regarding the source of those strange sounds. It was most likely this. This mechanism is on the middle floor of the bell tower. That reminds me. There was some contraption up there, unlike anything I'd seen before. But that's right, Chief. We never touched it, though. How about we try operating that contraption to see what it does? We might just be able to reproduce the sound that Mr. Lottolance heard at the crime scene. Right. You might be onto something. But it was I who testified about it before that young man.
I talked about it too.
Well, you've got my curiosity. Let's see you set that contraption in motion. My lord, just leave it to me. Push the button. Get ready, everyone. Prick up your ears. That's it. That's the very same sound I heard. Oh, it is. That's what I heard as well. Yes, that's
it.
Burger. Ramen. Pinku bento. As you've all seen, or rather heard, it's clear that device was operating shortly after the incident.
Objection!
This doesn't change the fact that we know nothing about what that contraption does. Just get me with the double claw. Your demonstration hasn't led us to any valuable conclusions. High Inquisitor Darklaw has a point. It's not like I don't have an idea. It's not like I don't have an idea what that machinery was used for. But how should I go about proving it to the court? Guess I should confront Madame Butterfly over there about her testimony. Why is she Madame Because of the butterfly tattoo? She doesn't have, like, butterflies flitting around her like, Dahlia. It seems we've wasted a lot of time over nothing. Defense, you may continue the interrogation. Dots.
Hold it!
So is this the same? Can I just present the contraption here? Oh, you know what? I should save. As we need to save periodically. Just in case of things. And also, I might lose some health here. We really haven't he did just say we needed to go and talk to her again, right? She must be Madame Butterfly. I don't think Shaky is. Did he mean to just present this?
Objection!
Nope. That was not it. I know. If she would just dab before clawing, that would be convenient. So what? Just to make sure, I'm going to try presenting this here, and if it kills us, then we'll reload.
Objection!
No, that was actually it! The eyes of the whole town were on the bell tower, and the entrance was locked. Witches may be able to make themselves invisible, but they can't physically disappear, he said, even though he doesn't know that for a fact. Which means it's not unreasonable to suggest that escaping from the bell tower was nearly impossible. However, hiding themselves after the incident is a different story. That's the sketch of the bell tower, isn't it? Most fascinating. Well, Defender, how about you show us? Enlighten us as to where exactly the witch could have hidden.
Got it!
She hid here, of course, at the very top of the bell tower. Right? Unless the bell tower had green walls.
Objection!
Walk right through them. It may seem like a plausible place to hide. However, that part of the bell tower is inaccessible to anyone. The stairs don't go up as far as the belfry.
Objection!
Remember our demonstration a little while ago? Demon Station? Are you referring to that silly contraption?
Objection!
That contraption serves a very specific function which there is no way I could have deduced. The plan of the bell tower shows no stairs leading up to the belfry, correct? Now, if you think about it in relation to the plan, what plan? It's obvious what this contraption is for. I think you've eaten one too many burgers, Phoenix. You take National Burger Day a little too seriously. You got burgers on the brain. It's a mechanism enabling access up to the belfry somehow. Is that what it is? Order. Order. Another witch was in the bell tower when the incident happened, and the reason she wasn't discovered is because she used that contraption to reach the belfry and hide up there. We have no proof of that. Hold your horses, Defender. You seem oblivious to the contradiction in your reasoning. What do you mean? I'm talking about your little demonstration earlier. Yes, the device was set in motion and made some strange noises, and yet... that's all it did. That's right, nothing else happened. If it was a device for accessing the top of the tower, then why didn't it take us there? Ergo, that contraption is of no relevance to this case. Curtsy. Which brings us back to my erstwhile conclusion that there was no other witch.
Objection!
It's too early to say that, High Inquisitor. Why is that? Sure, our demonstration didn't show it, but maybe the device didn't work because it wasn't used correctly. What? Why do you think so? My reasoning is simple. Let's just say it would be troublesome if just anyone could go up and sound that bell. So it's reasonable to assume that access to the belfry would be restricted. In other words, that a special key would be needed. A key. And I think I know just what that key is. My attorney's badge. Before I ask you to present evidence, I'd like to summarize your theory. You believe that there was another witch in the bell tower at the time of the incident, and that this witch used a contraption within the tower to make her way up to the belfry and hide there. Your whole theory rests solely upon that contraption. If it doesn't allow access to the belfry, then your reasoning is completely wrong. I'm sure you know what that would mean for Espella. Your mistake would seal her fate. Yes, I'm aware of that. All right then, the defense shall prove its theory. Show us this key needed to operate the contraption in the bell tower. Obviously it's this.
Take that!
It's the only thing that we have that isn't a piece of paper. The key to the contraption is the contraption itself. No, it's this pendant. That belongs to the accused, doesn't it? That's right. We found it at the crime scene. Now, if we take a look at the bottom part of this contraption... Bling! There's a depression here about the exact same size of the pendant. Oh yes, I remember it. A hole in the shape of that pendant. But I don't get it. Why would that pendant be the key to the bell tower? I don't know either, at least not for now. But the point is, it definitely is. With this pendant, we should be able to operate the contraption and access the belfry. Well, the court will grant the defense a chance to prove its assertion. However, you shall be given one chance only. What are you asking me to do? What? What is this? Are you ready, Defender? Make sure you are prepared for the consequences of a mistake. Did we finish the trial segment? This will be your only chance. If it doesn't work, that will be the end of it. Yes, I'm ready. I've got to be right about this. Good. To be honest, this looks like a puzzle. I wish the professor was here. I mean, the professor were here, you just made a grammatical mistake. That counts. That counts as getting it wrong. This is totally his field of expertise. Are you ready, Nick? Should we give it a try? Yeah, it's got to work. Espella's fate depends on this. Talk about pressure. I've got to stay calm. 2,000 picarats. 70. Pendant light is reflected by the blue gems on the circumference of the gears of the machine. Each gear will turn 90 degrees when turned. Rotate the gears to align the blue gems and redirect the light. The large central gem will only reflect light when in the vertical position. The large central gem will only reflect light when in the vertical position, and when rotated, light must hit the red gems on either side at the same time. Okay, Nick, let's give this thing a shot. Wow, a beam of light. Of course, this must be the key. That light is just begging to be pointed at one of those red gems. You're right. Still, it looks like there's some kind of trick to the whole thing. A trick? Yeah, think about it. There are 2 gems. I bet we have to light them both simultaneously. Looks like we're gonna have to do it with a single beam of light, too. What? Are you sure we can pull that off? I have no clue. But we've got no choice but to try. All we have to do is move the gears and bounce the light off those blue gems. Alright. No time for the jitters, Nick. We've got to make this work. For a Spella. Oh, that one has 3 on it. I see. Did you see that? It lit up for like a second. Yeah, it did, but that was only 1 gem. What gives? Nothing's happening. What exactly did you expect? The gems must be lit simultaneously. But there's only 1 light. It's impossible. Indeed. Now then, I believe we have our answer. It is, as you say, impossible. Oh. Wait a second. Let me try just one more time. That will not be necessary. Your time is up. Or have you already forgotten? You were given only 1 chance to back up your claim. No way! Is this a fake game over? I hope. In the end, the defense has failed to prove its theory. The contraption cannot be operated with the pendant. But the pendant fit right into the mechanism. There's no way that's a coincidence. But still, no matter how much I try, it seems impossible to direct the light to both gems simultaneously. It seems your foolish experiment wasn't too much of a waste of time. Huh? While you were tinkering with that contraption, the accused regained consciousness. Oh no! That means she doesn't have her powers anymore. Is she okay? Well, despite seeming a bit confused, she's in better shape now. Although, I wouldn't describe her situation as okay. Quite the opposite, in fact. Don't tell me you've forgotten your agreement with the judge. You failed to prove your theory, and so the accused's fate has been decided. Arg! There's nothing I can say to that, not even objection. Attendants! Bring in the accused.
Accused, the trial has reached its conclusion in your absence. The court shall now announce its verdict.
The verdict.
I didn't fail. Nonsense.
You are the Great Witch, and your true name is Bezella.
I guess Hajime was the killer all along.
This evening, a terrible crime took place. You killed your father, the storyteller, using the spell Grandworm. Does the accused have anything to say?
Yes, I am Bezella, the one that brought calamity upon this town. And my memories are proof of this. I remember the legendary fire in which this town was burned to the ground. And this day several hours ago, I summoned a fire dragon and took my own father's life. There is no doubt that the Great Witch is a part of me.
I understand.
Hold it!
No, Espella, you can't. Don't say that. You're under a spell. Don't give up just yet. Fool. What? You've been fighting a battle in this court. You have come here with your logic, finding contradictions to astound everyone. It was your battle, not hers. Huh? So how can you be telling her not to give up when you have already dropped your sword? If you are a true knight of the court, you should use claws instead of a sword, because you can't drop those. Why is she telling me this? It almost sounds like she's encouraging me. Is she waiting for something?
No, it's okay, Mr. Wright. Ever since I was little, I can only remember being all alone. But that's not really true. There were people who were dear to me and memories that I cherished. At least, I think there were. But I've already lost all that. They were taken from me the moment I became Bezella.
Poor Isabella.
Since then, I started working at Aunt Patty's bakery. I met Mr. Wright, Maya, Mr. Layton, and Luke. The four of you did all you could to help me.
It's awfully long for a game over screen just to have me reload and try that minigame again.
But the blame for the Great Witch's crimes rests solely on my shoulders. So let's put an end to this now. Bezella must not remain in this town. Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Well then, it's time for the final verdict. Think, Phoenix, think. Isn't there anything I can do? I just need something. Anything that could offer even a single glimmer of hope in this darkness of despair. There's gotta be something, right?
Objection!
Your Honor, please hold off with the verdict. What's that, Defender? It's too early to pass the final judgment on Espella. What? Explain yourself. You said earlier that the trial has reached its conclusion. But there is something we have yet to examine. What are you suggesting? Do you mean to say you have some new evidence? Do I mean to say that? But surely there can't possibly be any new evidence at this late stage. Very well, Defender. We shall play along with you just one more time. Now, show us this evidence that we haven't seen yet. The new crucial piece of evidence is she did I only briefly noticed it, but she seemed to have something on her wrist. There's only one place where it can be. It's in Espella's possession. I have it? I saw it for a second. Something there that she shouldn't have. An item that contradicts what we've heard. My gut feeling tells me that item is the key to this whole case. Late evidence? That's oh wait, look what game we're playing. Most interesting. I shall enjoy watching you hopelessly struggle through this like a fish caught in a net. But you can't watch fish while they're caught in the net. That's when they're underwater. They started it already zoomed on the thing.
Got it!
Espella, Can I see that bracelet on your left hand? Yes, certainly, if you'd like. It's actually a pendant, you know. But the strap got torn somehow when I was up in the bell tower. That's why I've just had it around my wrist since, well, just before this trial started. But this pendant, it looks exactly the same as the one we already have here. Wait a minute, what's all this? We confiscated her pendant at the crime scene. Why is she wearing it now? I don't get it. It's giving me a headache. That was when the time stream split. She's from another timeline. I have another question about this pendant. Espella, do you remember exactly when the strap broke? I'm trying to remember, but no, I can't. I know it was still fine when we parted ways, but... In other words, she has no memory of it. She doesn't remember when it broke or when she tied it to her wrist. That's certainly bizarre, I must say. Your pendant has already been submitted as evidence.
Objection!
And yet Espella still has her pendant. That's a fact we can all attest to, which means... she's a time traveler. Oh, there must have been 2 pendants to begin with. Really?
Objection!
So there are 2. And... the accused was caught red-handed at the crime scene. Whether this pendant is hers or not, it doesn't change anything. Yeah. She was caught red-handed by us, the vigilantes. This pendant proves something crucial to this case. It can't be more crucial than us catching her at the crime scene. The second pendant wasn't dropped by Espella. So, as the defense already suggested, one more person was at the crime scene. What? We did it. We cleared the whole bench. Order! Order! Accused, submit your pendant as evidence this instant. Yes, my lord. Nick. If we have 2 pendants to work with, maybe we can see if that strange contraption will work this time. Now it makes sense. That must be why it didn't work before. Your Honor, the defense would like to try operating the mechanism in the bell tower one more time. What? Why now? The contraption didn't work before because we only had 1 pendant. But both pendants are needed to operate it properly. Foolishness! Try as many times as you like, it's no use. High Inquisitor Darkwell, you know this is a waste of time. If it's not going to work anyway, why not let the defender see for himself? What? Defender, if you think you can operate the contraption with 2 pendants, then I suggest you go ahead and try it, unless it has already dawned upon you that such a plan is futile. They don't work independently. That's good. That's a good one. The defense shall be given one more chance to verify its theory about the aforementioned contraption. Now let us make our way to the bell tower. This is going to be your last try. I know. Are you not terrified? The life of the accused rests in your shaky hands. We won't be having any more let me try again, please, your honors. Besides, you must be aware that this puzzle may well be unsolvable. Jonathan Blow would never give me an unsolvable puzzle. I wouldn't have been able to solve a puzzle like this before arriving here in Labyrinthia. But now I'm sure I can take on any puzzle. And it's all thanks to you, Professor. You taught me that every puzzle has a solution, even though that is not the case. I have everything I need now. We literally just did a puzzle that didn't have a solution. Professor, you taught me that all puzzles have solutions. So never give up ever. Sure thing, it's puzzle busting time. Not gonna read it again. Ba-da-da-dum. I don't really have any rhyme or reason for figuring this one out. We can get both lasers to go there. Oh? Wait, is that it? Oh, I need to get them to... Alright. I need to turn a dial. Oh, okay, it was that. It was...
Your Honor, there is a clear contradiction in this puzzle. Puzzle solved. Take that!
Didn't I just prove that there wasn't a contradiction in the whatever. We're done. We're getting out of here. Success! As the red gems shine with an intense light, the larger gem on the pillar begins to emit a glaring light. So the thing that they said at the beginning about the central thing turning was weird, but I think I get it. If the two beams cross through, it doesn't matter whether they're reflected or not, but turning that one makes them reset so that they both... For some reason, light doesn't travel instantaneously in this world or something. Who knows? Who even knows? We're going in. We're going up. I'm sure I did it right. Nothing's happening. A woman scream. This sound. This is... What an astounding contraption! What do we have here? It's still no comparison to the incomparable astoundingness of Mother Nature. Ooh, I'd like to... Where are you sitting? It's not safe to sit on the railing. You're gonna fall off. I like those stairs. I'd like to climb those stairs. I like being on the top. We shall escort you. I'm gonna take... Okay, Nick. Let's go see what's upstairs.
Nick, isn't this bell?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's the bell that was taken from underground. The bell of ruin.
Oh, I had forgotten all about
The bell that
the
must
deep
not be
lore.
sounded.
Nick, there's someone hiding behind the bell.
Ah. It's you. Now that's
Kira.
the last person I expected to find here. Miss Kira.
Okay. So are we going to do some Layton puzzle? Like, the game has to end with the trial, but right? It's not going to end with a Professor Layton segment.